Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create an assessment by searching for items from the item bank by a particular TEK. So when you are on the questions tab of the assessment, you're going to come underneath item bank and click search item bank. Or if you already have an assessment that has one or more questions and you're wanting to add additional questions from the item bank, and decide where you want to add the new question and click that plus sign. Then you would click search item bank. In order to search the item bank, you can either click all standards and it'll bring up all questions, or you can find a particular TEK, like maybe I want to add questions from this particular TEK, or another way that I like to use is to use the filter up here. And so you can start typing in particular things. Maybe you don't know the exact TEK, but you know that you want to find a TEK about the Civil War. And it will start filtering down and only showing you the TEKs that have that exact language in them. And then you can find the exact TEK that you want to include on your assessment. A couple of things to notice once you pull up items is to know that there are different item banks in a drop-down menu. So right now I am only looking at questions from the TEKs bank, item bank, that's managed by Region 13. I can select that drop-down menu and I can either pull up STAR release test items if I'm in a STAR tested grade level and find out, for example, there are 2 questions from this item bank for that particular TEK, while TEK's bank had 29 questions. TEK's resource, that's Region 20, only has 3 questions, and the local item bank, that is questions created by our district specialists and campus teachers, approved by our district specialists, may or may not have questions in them. So make sure that you are navigating to the most appropriate item bank or switching between item banks. Then there are some other features over here to help you narrow down. For example, 29 questions is more than I want to look at. Maybe I want to narrow down by other things. Like for example, if I'm in elementary math or science, I might want to change the language and find only questions in English or only questions in Spanish. I can go ahead and filter by specific item types. We don't recommend filtering by numerical response since that's not going to be an item type on STAR anymore. But you could filter and find, are there any constructive response questions for this TEK? The students have to write answers. Or are there any selected response questions? Now, selected response includes multiple choice and multiple selection. If I want to focus only on multiple selection, I have another filter that comes up. And for this particular TEK, I don't have any multiple selection, but I do have numerous multiple choice questions. I can also find the new interactive item types and see that there are 7 questions that are new interactive item type. You can further filter the interactive item types by all of the different item types that are available. So if I want to do a drag and drop, I can at least look at that item type to analyze it if I think that that's the best type of item for my particular standard. You also have the ability to filter by depth of knowledge level. So if I want to find DOK 3 assessment items, because maybe since this is an explained TEK, maybe I need to go to a higher DOK level and assess it that way, I can filter down and find there are 3 questions. So you have a lot of options in order to find and filter down the questions that you want. Once you have the filter set that you want and you're ready to start reviewing questions, in order to view the entire question, you hover over the question and click to expand. And then you're able to review the item and decide if this is one that you like or not. If you like the assessment item, click the plus sign, and it goes over here to your question cart. It's not on your assessment yet. You have the ability to preview other questions, like I want to look at this one, and maybe I like this one, I'm going to click the plus sign. After you have added the questions that you're interested in, click Add to Test. They are automatically put on your assessment, and you now have full editing access. So even though it was brought over like this, you can always edit any of the assessment items, even if they come from the item bank, and that only affects your copy of the question, not what was in the item bank.